Welcome to this overview of the book 10-10-10 by Suzy Welch. This book focuses on assisting us to make good decisions to create the life we want, no matter where we were born, how we've spent our days, or what mistakes we've made along the way. Often we make decisions based on the immediate information in front of us, our standard response patterns, or what others advise us to do. In contrast, the 10-10-10 decision tool is designed to give us a process to make decisions with consistency, clarity, and joy. The idea for the 10-10-10 decision tool came to Suzy when she finally really saw the chaos her life had become. At the time, she was in Hawaii for a work assignment, her 4 children were aged under 6, and her marriage was on the rocks. She had accepted the Hawaii assignment as it paid a lot of money for what seemed like a little amount of work. However, she knew she could not leave the children with her husband, so she decided to take the 2 oldest children with her. But on the 12-hour flight to Hawaii, Suzy's daughter was ill, and once there, her son became ill from the action she had taken to protect him from the sun. The work assignment didn't start well as Suzy was late due to seeing to her children, and things went downhill from there, finally ending with the assignment being done poorly and more issues arising from trying to fit children, travel, and work together. Suzy hasn't a clue where the idea for the 10-10-10 decision tool came from, but she does know at the very least she zoned out after the realization she had to end this craziness. Suzy's idea related to starting to make her decisions both differently and proactively through the consideration of a decision's consequences in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years. These time zones do not need to be taken literally, but are to assist with the consideration of the periods right now. So it may be 1 minute, 1 hour, or maybe 1 week. In the foreseeable future, when the initial reaction to your decision has passed, but its consequences continue to play out in ways you can reasonably predict. And thirdly, a time in the future that is so far off that its particulars are entirely vague. So the name 10-10-10 is suggestive of in the heat of the moment, somewhat later, and when all is said and done. The consideration of the long term is important, as humans tend to act as though the future doesn't exist, or that the future will be ideal. This tendency is known as hyperbolic discounting. Using a tool like 10-10-10 also interferes with 2 other common evolutionary biases. The first is the tendency to hang on when we know we need to let go, usually to preserve our self-image and or to justify the actions we have already taken. And the second, the field of cognitive science has identified as a group of biases that tend to trap us inside negative emotional states that lead to us thinking life will always be this bad. Every 10-10-10 process starts with a clearly defined question, the one behind the side and sub-issues, distractions and digressions, red herrings and bit players. For example, should I quit my job? Should I hold my son back a year in school? Should I end my relationship? Although the tool can be used for smaller decisions too. The next stage of 10-10-10 is data collection. On the upside, unless this is something you need more in-depth information on, this is just noting down your honest and exhaustive answer to the following. Given my question, what are the consequences of each of my options in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years? The last step of the 10-10-10 process is analysis. This stage requires you to take all the information you've compiled and compare it to your most important values, goals, and dreams, and needs to answer the question. Knowing what I now know about all my options and their consequences, which decision will best help me create a life of my own making? And with the answer to that, you have your 10-10-10 solution. However, Suzy highlights no one should make every decision based on its consequences in the long term, as that can be the equivalent of postponing living life, no matter how good the reasoning is. Suzy also highlights the 10-10-10 tool helps us to decide whether it is worth it to endure short-term flameouts in the service of our larger, more deeply held goals in life. When Suzy first started to use her decision tool, she invariably found that the process led her to faster, cleaner, and sounder decisions. With the unexpected bonus, it also gave her a way to explain her decisions with both clarity and confidence. However, Suzy does warn that the 10-10-10 process doesn't always end neatly because the process can surface values, agendas, fears, and dreams you've never confronted before, or it can send you down paths you've long avoided in order to keep your world under control. This book goes beyond just providing you with information on the 10-10-10 decision tool. Suzy also encourages us to dig deeper on our values to understand how we really want to live, because this was part of her epiphany during her Hawaiian meltdown. And to help us with this, Suzy poses a number of questions. What would make you cry at your 70th birthday? What do you want people to say about you when you are not in the room? And what do you love about the way your parents live? And what do you hate? These three questions tend to tell you a lot about your values, but you can also ask yourself questions around love, work, parenting, friendship, and faith. This is a very easy book to read. It gives the background to how the 10-10-10 decision tool was developed and why it works with our psychology, neurology, behavioral economics, and evolutionary biology. It is also full of stories of how people have used the 10-10-10 decision tool, which in turn assists with thinking through your own issues, as well as emphasizing the importance of knowing and aligning your choices to your values in their order of importance to you. This book is a good choice if you want to find a way to step out of seat-of-the-pants decision-making or to live more closely aligned to what is really important to you. Thank you for viewing this video. Please like and subscribe if you would like to be notified of other book overviews when they are uploaded.